Okay, here we are out and about once again. We're at Rutland Water Egleton Reserve today. It's our first time at Egleton since June, and it looks like there's some ringing going on today. Well, we've had some pretty ferocious winds recently, but there are a few autumn leaves left on the trees. As you can see, the woodland paths here at Egleton are now closed for the winter. Okay, let's get settled in the hides and see what we can see. We've got some Dexter cattle peacefully grazing there. Some wildfowl out there. I can see widgeon, shoveler and gadwall by the look of it. And this is nice, we've got a pair of stone chat flitting about out there. Beautiful little birds. I think this is our first stone chats for 2017. Their name is derived from the fact that their call supposedly sounds like two stones being tapped together. They're a little bit similar to the wind chat, but of course the wind chat is a summer visitor. Stone chat stays here all year round. There's something like 59,000 pairs in the UK. This is the male. He's getting his winter plumage, and in summer the colouring on the males is much more striking and defined. Off he goes. Certainly not huge amounts of birds here today. Got a black-headed gull there and an egret coming, and it's actually a great white egret with the yellow beak and the black feet, and of course much bigger than a little egret, and a red kite flies overhead. Okay, we're going to pay a visit to some of the other hides further down the track. There's quite a stiff breeze blowing across the water. There's about 3 or 4 different hides that overlook this large expanse of water and scrape area, but can't see any waders, but we have got a distant marsh harrier. We've got better views of wildfowl from here. There's a male gadwall, and also good views of shoveler, male shovelers, getting back into their breeding plumage now. When they're in eclipse plumage or non-breeding plumage, they look similar to the females with their mottled brown plumage. You see this male's head there, not quite into that beautiful green iridescent plumage. Also got cormorant here, of course, and a juvenile moorhen just by the edge of the water, and some teal. And on the spit there, a small flock of lapwing, carrion crow among the young swans there, and some tufted duck. A little bit more interesting, this is a red-crested pochard, now established as breeding birds in the UK, the majority of which are descendants from escapees, but a few wild birds can be seen. Okay, just want to check out one more hide overlooking Lagoon 4 before we go. This hide looks out towards Burley on the Hill house, which was built in the 1690s by the 2nd Earl of Nottingham and has now been converted into 6 separate dwellings. Well, the fact that I'm talking about the house tells you that there's hardly any wildlife to be seen apart from this great crested grebe. So we're going to walk the mile or so back to the visitors centre and check out the feeders before we head home. And we have blue tit on the peanut feeder there, and also either a willow or a marsh tit. I would say it's more likely to be a marsh tit. You can tell the difference by their call, and apparently the marsh tit has a small white fleck at the top of its beak. And this is a house sparrow as opposed to a tree sparrow because it has a greyish cap. Also on the far feeder we have greenfinch. Apparently it's been a pretty poor year for greenfinch. And last but not least, a chaffinch on the feeder there. Well, that's about it. Very enjoyable morning. I'm about ready for my Sunday lunch. So we're going to head home and I'll see you next time.